All right, so let's say you're a recent grad. You've got the tech chops, right? You know your way around SQL, you're a wizard in Excel, maybe you've even done some process mapping. And your goal? To land that first business analyst job in finance, specifically looking at 2026. If that sounds like you, then you are in exactly the right place.
But here's the thing, right? It's the big question. You've got all these great tech skills, but how do you actually break into the world of finance? Because let's be real, it's like they speak a totally different language. It's all about risk, regulations, and complex business models. And that gap, that's the one thing standing between you and that job offer.
Well, think of this as your treasure map. We are going to get you job ready in the next 5 minutes. Seriously. We're going to bridge that knowledge gap, give you the key concepts, the right tools, and the interview hacks you need. By the end of this, you'll be ready to walk into that interview and absolutely nail it.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, mapping the financial world. Before you can conquer it, you got to know the lay of the land, right? So where do BAs fit in and what kind of problems are we actually solving here? So the financial sector looks massive, but you can really break it down into 4 main chunks. First up, banking. That's the biggest piece of the pie at 40%. It's the classic stuff, loans, deposits, you know the drill. Then there's insurance, about 30%, which is all about balancing the risk of something bad happening. Next, the really exciting part, Fintech, making up 20%. This is where you find the disruptors, the payment apps, the robo-advisors. And finally, you've got investment firms at 10%, managing huge pools of money. The key takeaway? There are BA jobs everywhere, but the work you do in a bank is going to be very different from what you do at a hot fintech startup.
Okay, listen up because this is super important. No matter which of those areas you land in, your entire world is going to revolve around one thing, risk. You absolutely have to know these 4 core types. First, credit risk. Pretty simple, it's the risk that someone won't pay back their loan. Then there's market risk. What happens if the stock market tanks and your assets lose value? Third is operational risk. This is all the internal stuff that can go wrong. A system crashes, someone commits fraud. And the big one, compliance risk. This is the scary one, breaking the rules and getting hit with massive company-crippling fines. As a BA, your job, at its core, is to be a risk buster. You're building the systems that prevent these things from happening.
So you might be wondering, why are BA jobs so hot right now? Well, it's because of this. The rulebook is always changing. By 2026, we're talking about huge milestones. You've got Basel IV, which is all about making banks stronger. You've got IFRS 17, which completely changes how insurance companies do their accounting. And then there's PSD3, the next big thing in open banking. Now, these aren't just boring rules on a page. They are massive, complex projects. And who do they need to translate all that legal jargon into actual software and new processes? You guessed it, the business analyst. This isn't a problem. This is your golden ticket. Okay, Section 2, your core BA toolkit. So we've got the map of the world. Now, let's pack your bag. What are you actually going to be doing every day? And what's the gear you're going to need to do it well? Look, the BA job sounds complicated, but you can boil it down to 3 key things you'll be doing. Number 1, eliciting requirements. This means you're the detective, talking to people and writing user stories to figure out exactly what a new product needs to do. Number 2, optimizing processes. You'll use tools like BPMN, don't worry, it's just a fancy way to draw flowcharts, to map out how things work, find the messy parts, and make them better. And number 3, driving insights. You're going to help build cool dashboards that track performance so the business can see what's really going on with their data.
Now let's get into the tech. Your toolkit for 2026 has 2 parts. On one side, you have the essentials, the stuff you absolutely must know. We're talking advanced Excel, SQL, and Jira or Confluence. Non-negotiable. But here's where you get the edge. The candidates who get hired in 2026 will have skills in low-code platforms, which let you build stuff super fast. They'll be using Gen AI tools to help write requirements, and they'll know their way around API tools, like Postman. Why? Because finance is all about connecting different systems now, and that's how it's done.
All right, Section 3, winning the job interview. You've got the map, you've got the tools. Now it's time to face the final boss. How do you walk into that room and convince them that you are the one?
So get ready for a question like this. How do you balance Scrum with the demands of regulatory audits? Now, this isn't a trick question. It's a test. They want to know if you get the central conflict in finance today. Everyone wants to be fast and agile, like a tech company, but the regulators demand perfect, detailed records. Your answer to this question tells them everything about whether you actually understand their world. So, how do you prove you can do the job?
Don't just tell them, show them. You need a standout portfolio, and it's easier than you think. Here are 3 ideas. Project 1, mock up a loan approval process using BPMN. Project 2, write a couple of killer user stories for a new feature in a made-up fintech app. And Project 3, this is the big one. Build a simple risk dashboard prototype in something like Power BI. When you show them this, it's not just talk anymore, it's proof.
And just like that, we're at section 4, go build the future. Look at how far we've come. You started out with just your tech skills. Now you've got the map, the toolkit, and a strategy. You're not just a grad anymore, you're a job-ready candidate.
Here's the bottom line. Financial services are changing at lightning speed, all thanks to tech and new regulations. They desperately need agile thinkers to drive the innovations of 2026. They're not just hiring someone to fill a seat. They're looking for people who can bridge the gap between business and technology. So the real question is, are you ready to be one of them? Go get it.